Welcome to another edition of Sprout Central. I'm Dennis Tynes, I'm your host, and this is a show about community. We help people take their dreams and build a community. One of the things we're doing is we're giving people ideas about what type of income stream could you add to what you're doing right now? What would enhance what you're doing? And we've got some great ideas today on the show. Last week, Joey was back. He came back and told us two really big things. One, he's about to open his business. But another thing is he helped bring an opportunity to the table for people who want to buy houses and then fix them up and sell them to come to Sprout, get most of the money you need to do that, and add that type of income stream to your business. So that's a great thing in itself. But then we've got a guest on the show who's going to help you set your goals and reach your goals. And we're talking about, we've got Katherine Sutton on the show, and she's got the December focus on Instagram. It's Cat on the Coast on Instagram. She's going to tell you more about that. And then she's having a kind of a webinar on the Zoom coming up called Step into 2021 Like a Boss. And that's what you got to do. You got to step up and seize your opportunities. And that means setting goals and then coming up with a strategic plan to achieve those goals. We're going to talk to Katherine about that and just what's going on the Gulf Coast right now, because she's also a realtor and a mover and a shaker. She's got all kinds of other things going on. We're going to have to log onto her website to check all that out. So we're going to have a visit with her about goal setting and achieving your goals for 2021 and beyond. So stick around. Thanks for having us into your living room today, and we'll be right back after this message. Okay, I'm here with a Sprout Alert. If you're a person who wants to buy a house, fix it up, and sell it, Sprout has a financial product for you. We can lend you the money to do that. It's called the Sprout Fix and Flip. There are a lot of houses on the Gulf Coast that need it too. So if you're somebody that's looking for an income stream and you have the ability to do this, call Sprout and let us lend you the money to make it happen. Sprout Fix and Flip. Give us a call. Okay, we're back. And as always, we got Mr. 100% Connor Snyder on the show as our guest co-host. Connor?
It's great to be here, Dennis.
Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
You know, we've gotten more feedback from you giving out the stock tips when we're sitting around chatting about the stocks than any other segment we've had on the show.
Really?
So, you know, it looks like we might have to start doing some sort of a stock tip segment every week just based on popular demand.
That's interesting. I was thinking of doing the Zoom calls.
Yeah?
That's getting a lot of popularity, especially with, COVID. So I'd be definitely be down to hold a Zoom call and teach people about stocks.
So that's a great idea. We were going to do a meeting where we had people, and with the COVID stuff, maybe the Zoom call is. In fact, I was watching a video where Zoom is a stock to watch right now.
Yep.
Zoom, they're doing really well because of the whole shutdown thing. I guess some companies are up, some are down. So what else is going on? I mean, is the stock market how's it looking this week? What's going on?
Well, as we in the options strategy market, we say there's a lot of data burns here today because you have stocks that are moving, but they're not moving and fluctuating much. So you basically lose an entire day from your value on options because they do expire.
Right.
And if you lose a day with no gains, or if you're buying puts, no losses, then you wasted an entire day. And a day is value when it comes to options, stocks, and pretty much any other investment.
So time is definitely value. You know, we're supposed to be talking about, we've got the sun and sand coming up. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about, what else did we say was going on? We got the new apartment complex, the little small balance apartment complex.
But I think we should start with setting a date.
So, okay. Let's talk about that. We want to do a Zoom call, folks. So if you don't currently have a trading platform. You're not already trading online, and you want to get into it. We want to help you. So you can write or call the show, and we're going to do what did we say, like the third week in December, like Thursday, December 17th. We're going to pick a date, and we're going to hold our first Zoom conference and help people get started that want to learn to trade. We're going to make the step and do that.
Absolutely, and anyone can start anywhere. There's options that are pennies.
Right. You can spend $10, $20 and make 20 and double it.
Exactly.
And do it again. You just got to make the right decisions and not lose the money.
On my small account that I started, remember I said I was starting with only $200. I played GE, which is always good. A guy in my group says it's like a rechargeable gift card. I played Apple this morning. They went up a lot, so I sold, but they were stagnant the rest of the day, so I ended up selling because I didn't want that theta burn. I didn't want to lose an entire day of value.
Right, the theta burn. Now that's something we're going to have to teach people about when you're talking about options.
Yeah.
Options are, we've talked about this before on the show, are where you buy the right to buy something, and you're kind of gambling, right?
Yeah.
If it goes up or not. You're not investing in the company when you buy an option, are you?
No, you are buying the privilege to invest in the company at a set price.
So that's kind of like gambling. How old of a guy are you, Connor?
I'm only 18.
Is it legal for 18-year-olds to gamble? I don't know.
Absolutely.
It's
starting at 18, you can sign up on your phone.
Okay, so if you're 18 or older and you want to learn to trade stocks with Connor, we're going to start doing a Zoom meeting for all of our traders. And can we then maybe let them sign up and give them tips every Sunday, or?
Absolutely. We'll send a newsletter out.
Weekly buy list.
Yeah.
We're going to do that too. We'll help you pick, at least give you some research so you can pick out what stocks you want to buy.
Exactly.
Okay.
There's earnings all the time, and you can play earnings.
Right.
It's best not to hold them after they come out, though.
So earnings. Here's something that I learned about earnings. Say a company's, their earnings are going to be out next week or the week after.
Okay.
The stock will go up based on that rumor of the earnings or the anticipation of the earnings, but then a lot of people don't hold through earnings, right?
Yes.
They sell it off before the earnings.
Exactly. So when you have groups of people, when a trend starts to occur, other people are going to follow that trend. And that's what the stock market is. If everyone's going one way, you're more likely to gravitate to those people unless you have another directed path. So.
Okay. So a lot of times the people, once the stock price will go down after earnings, right?
And you have these valuations of the company already. So going into earnings, you kind of have an estimate of what it's going to be like. There's an EPS, and it's the estimated
per share. Okay, we're gonna take a little commercial break, and we're gonna have to talk about sun and sand and all these things when we get back. But so if you want more advice from Connor, don't forget to write the show or call the show and sign up for our Zoom conference, and we'll help you get going. And we'll be right back after this.
Paran's Jambalaya Kitchen. Homemade Cajun dishes for takeout, curbside pickup, or home delivery. Call 228-207-2821. We serve offices, we cater, and we serve hungry families. From jambalaya and pastalaya to cracklins and boudin. Especially appealing, our wonderful and legendary pecan pie. That's Paran's. Call 228-207-2821.
Okay, we're back, and we're going to talk about the Sun and Sand Film and Music Festival and some other things that are going on, and then get back to this whole stock market thing, Connor. And as soon as we get some people signing up, and we'll teach them about the Greeks and all these important things over the Zoom
because
call.
you wouldn't know what a theta burn is right out the gate. There's a lot of simpler principles to master first.
Okay. So, I mean, you've noticed all the ongoings in our community. We've got announcements of the whole, people are building the big thing down at the Broadwater, a big entertainment complex. There's all kinds of, the Gulf Coast is on the grow.
Exactly.
And one of the things we used to have all the time was the Sun and Sand Film and Music Festival. And like I told you last week, the producers of Red Planet Entertainment called the show and they said, hey, Dennis, can you help us bring back the Sun and Sand Film and Music Festival? I said, yes, of course we can. And so there you go, we're going to do that. We're going to bring back the Sun and Sand. So we had a conference call on Friday, and they gave me like a list of things that we have to do. And remember I told you Billy Bob Thornton was going to be on the show?
Did you hear back from him?
Right, so I think Billy Bob's kind of in charge of making sure that I do my job, because I got a chance to talk to him, and he said, look, Dennis, you got to get some sponsors, you got to get some, pick the locations for the festival, and then get some people to sponsor it. He told me all the things that, we need in order to put on a film and music festival, and it's a lot.
He sounds like corporate.
He's, I'm wondering if Billy Bob's not behind, the puppet master behind this whole thing anyway. But, he's a great guy, and so he's going to be on the show. We're going to talk about some things about the film industry and about, how to put on a film and music festival and why. Why should people be, why should they go to it and that sort of thing? What good is this going to do the coast?
Yeah, and what does it promote and what does it add to the culture?
Right. So when you get, people bringing their original film work here to show it and showcase it, then you get people from all over the country coming here to the film festival.
Exactly.
And I feel like on the Gulf Coast, it's beautiful here. We can have a really good film festival.
And it connects like-minded people. Everyone there has an appreciation of the arts in some way. So it connects people that young artists with mentors and mentors with everyone else.
That's
more connections.
Really good point. You get these young up-and-comers to go to the film festival where they meet somebody who maybe can help their career. Yeah. The same thing with the musicians. We're going to have some, big-name bands here, and then we're going to have some local bands. We have a lot of great local bands. And in fact, next week we're going to have a show we're going to have a guest on who's going to talk about some of the local musicians. And we've got a new radio show called Red Radio Productions, I think is what it's called.
What's that about?
I think it's where they showcase the local musicians, and you can listen to local music on their radio station. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Help build a community of
and it's
working
easier to
artists.
Support your community that way.
Right.
Because there's usually not a lot of outlets. If you go on social media, you communicate with people from other communities, and you want to help other people, but in the end, you want to help build your community.
Right. That's what we're trying to do, help build the community.
Exactly.
So I think we're about to run out of time on our segment, but so we've got the Sun and Sand. First of all, we need volunteers. If you're somebody that wants to participate in this and network and meet some of these people, please volunteer to help us put on this film and music festival. Also, we really have to have some sponsors, right?
Yes.
So if you're a big company and you want to sponsor a film and music festival, give us a call, and we'll get you in there, and we'll get big banners up with your name all over them. And what else can we do for these films? We can do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be a lot of people there, so a lot of opportunities to advertise.
Right. Okay, so we're doing the film and music festival, and we got a couple of minutes, and you were telling me about this another income stream opportunity, right? Let's try to get to that real quick before the break, where people who want to own small, like 1 and 2 unit rental properties can get a Sprout loan for that.
Absolutely, and that's a good startup because it doesn't require too much of your time. Maybe in the beginning getting it set up, but that's your initial investment anyways. You're putting money into it to get more out of it later. And it's passive income, so once you get it set up, you don't necessarily have to work on it. Maybe maintenance or every now and then, but it's not going to deprive you of your freedom like other income streams.
Passive income. Yeah. So it's also an asset. Once you buy something, it goes on your personal financial statement.
Exactly.
And you've got your asset on there. And typically, if you do it right, you buy something, it can immediately start generating some income.
And then you
know,
can buy
cover
your
payment.
liabilities with your asset.
Right. Maybe we should do a segment on how to fill out the personal financial statement on the show. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
For people who talk to the producers about that next time you can. We should do a little segment on how to fill out the personal financial statement, because you know, once you start buying things like fix and flip houses and all that, you're going to need to fill that out.
Yeah.
Right?
You definitely need to stay organized.
Okay. So we're out of time, Connor.
All right.
But we're going to be right back after this message with Cat on the Coast, Katherine Sutton, one of the movers and shakers of the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We'll be right back after this. Okay, I'm here with a Sprout Alert. If you're a person who wants to buy a house, fix it up, and sell it, Sprout has a financial product for you. We can lend you the money to do that. It's called the Sprout Fix and Flip. There are a lot of houses that on the Gulf Coast that need it too. So if you're somebody that's looking for an income stream and you have the ability to do this, call Sprout and let us lend you the money to make it happen. Sprout Fix and Flip. Give us a call. And we're back. And we're talking about setting goals and achieving goals. And we've got Katherine Sutton on the show today. Katherine, welcome to Sprout Central. That's the Sprout Central DAP.
I like it.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
everybody gets a little DAP here. So thank you for being here. I was looking through for some inspiration for myself, and you know I follow you on the Instagram, and I saw this thing you had on there, and they showed it earlier, December Focus, just how to get focused on setting some goals that you can realistically achieve.
Yeah.
And it was inspirational. So tell us about that. What made you decide to start reaching out and helping people with that?
So for me personally, I like to end each year, or basically begin the following year with goals in place, and make sure I have clarity. So anything that I'm not sure about that's going on in 2020, I spend December especially trying to take off of my plate things that are not helping me push forward and get really clear on my goals for the new year.
Right.
So, but yeah, I've been doing some coaching and consulting, and one of the biggest things that stands in people's way is goals, and not having the right goals or not being firm about their goals.
So being firm about their goals, you mean committed to them? Committed to your goals, committed to achieving them?
I think I'm committed to the goals, but also clear about goals. People make goals, but they're not very clear.
Right, like I want to be a millionaire.
Yeah, lots of people want to be a millionaire. People want to lose weight all the time. You can say, I want to be a millionaire, but if you don't have a plan and a specific goal to get there, it's not likely to happen.
Right. So setting goals, but then achieving those goals. What's the difference there? I mean, how do you make sure that you achieve your goals?
Well, you need to make realistic goals.
Right.
And specific goals.
Okay.
So, if you want to be a millionaire, you want to have a strategic plan in place to achieve that goal. And typically what I personally do is I like to have a 5-year goal. And then, so my vision is that 5-year goal, and you have your strategic plan to get there. So you have a 1-year goal, you have monthly goals, you have weekly goals. Everything is strategically developed, so when you hit that 5-year, that 5th year, you most likely will have hit that goal.
Right.
But if you have not quite made it, you're going to be so much further closer than if you say, I want to be a millionaire, and you never make a strategic plan to get there.
Like some specific steps. Well, first thing I'm going to do is snowball stand and start making some money. Specific steps.
Correct.
That you can do to make sure that you achieve your goals.
Yeah, you also want to make sure that you have a reason. So if you want to buy a new house and you want to have a strategic plan to buy a new house, you want to know why. Like, it's not just buy a house, it's I want to buy a house for my family. I want to live in a safe neighborhood. I want to shift jobs so I have enough money to buy the house that I want that's in a safe neighborhood. So it's kind of getting down to more specific what type of goal you want to achieve, but what that real reason is to achieve the goal.
You know, and I saw something interesting, I think it was on your Instagram, the cat on the coast, that, you know, to celebrate the small wins, to celebrate a victory, you know.
Yes.
If you want to paint the house and you get a wall painted, take a break, you know, I don't know, have a glass of lemonade and celebrate your wall, you know.
Yeah, celebrating your wins is probably one of the strategic ways to make sure you achieve goals,
Right.
and that you enjoy the journey. I think we all like to set goals, and we put so much pressure on ourselves to achieve the goals that we don't enjoy the process and the journey of it. So celebrating your wins, even like your daily wins, you can do a ta-da list. So instead of a to-do list, a ta-da list. So every time you check something off, it's a ta-da.
Ta-da!
And then
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, you know, you celebrate with, you know, everybody has their own vices, whether it's a, you know, glass of wine or a movie with your significant other, a fire by the, you know, by the couch, you know, just something that brings you joy and a little bit of peace. And then you have your monthly, or you can do weekly celebrations, monthly. So every month, if you achieve a specific goal, get a massage, you know.
I'll do that one.
Right, take a half a day off. And then every year, if you have your 5-year strategic plan and you achieve everything you wanted to that year, go on a vacation. So it's ways to celebrate the progress that you're making,
Right.
and help ensure that you're going to reach your 5-year goal.
So giving yourself these little rewards along the way, little victories to encourage you to continue on your path of achieving your goals. Okay, so we're going to be back right after a short break here, and we're going to talk about stepping into 2021 like a boss. And you've got a Zoom teleconference coming up on that, don't you? Where people can call in and you'll help them and coach them?
Yeah, I was going to do a workshop on just...
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and talk about that.
Perfect.
Okay, we'll be right back after this.
Let's put our heads together on a great staycation. Berry Creek Cabins in nearby Bogalusa, Louisiana is your wilderness staycation headquarters. Cozy cabin lodging for 4 to 12 people with modern amenities, kitchens, relaxing porches, fishing, and a 2,700 square foot party deck pavilion. Call 985-730-4395 or berrycreekcabins.com. Berry Creek Cabins is family staycation headquarters.
All right, we're back, and we still got Katherine Sutton here, and we're talking about stepping into 2021 like a boss. She's got a Zoom video conference coming up, and she's going to tell us all about that and some things you can do to step into 2021 like a boss. What are some things you're going to talk about on your video conference?
It's actually a Zoom workshop. And it's going to be pretty much about goal setting and going through some of the processes to actually create a strategic plan for you for 2021 and beyond. So just going through just step by step on how to make it happen.
Yeah.
So very kind of informal, a little bit strategic, but in a very safe, open environment where anybody can, whether it's personal, business related, just a great place to go through key steps so you have a plan in place for 2021.
So you're helping people come up with their plan for 2021. What do you have to do to join? How much does it cost to sign up?
It's a free workshop.
Okay.
I just wanted to do something that would actually help people, and the people that I know, a lot of businesses are struggling this year specifically because of the pandemic. And I think people they just really need a little bit of help and a little bit of reassurance and a positivity. There's a lot of, I think one of the key things to making sure you can achieve your goals is surrounding yourself with positive people, like-minded people, and people that are going to support you in a safe environment to where they're not going to judge you, and you know you have someplace to go,
Right.
that you can be completely open and nobody's going to like put you down for what you're thinking or what you want to create, because we're all very creative.
Yeah.
And you can really create anything you want to create.
That's a great point. You know, a lot of people have these ideas that they're kind of shy about or afraid to tell other people about because they think, well, it might not be well received or people might laugh at me. But, you know, I always encourage people, you know, say it, do it, or try it and see how it works out. And I think that's kind of, you know, those are the kind of people you're looking for the video conference, those people that want to maybe take the next step. Okay, I keep calling it a video conference. Tell me what it is again. It's
a Zoom workshop. Very, very simple, very laid back, but really just a safe place for people to, you know, I'm a creative person.
Yeah.
So I'm very open to other creative people and, you know, helping feed off of that creativity to come up with just anything strategic to catapult a business to the next level.
So, and it's a free workshop for anybody who wants to participate. All they have to do is sign up. Is this sort of like your philanthropy? Do you have a nonprofit that I mean, I know you've got a lot of stuff going on. I guess that might be a whole separate show, is what all does Katherine do? But
right.
I know you're a realtor.
Yes.
And I think you have a nonprofit.
Yes.
And I know I saw you at the Railroad Museum. I think you used to run the Railroad Museum.
I used to be more operationally involved. I still do some marketing with them, and they do have their Christmas lights this year, so I encourage everybody to go check out the Christmas with the family. So.
Oh yeah, that's a great place over in Gulfport. What's this we have up here? It's from your Instagram. So you show people how to start a nonprofit?
Well, I started a nonprofit, so I wrote down the steps, and I included marketing and PR and put it into an online course. So I created an online course that people can go through and legally set up their nonprofit, set up their marketing, just all the basic foundation to do so.
Well, that's impressive. So you created an online course for people who want to start a nonprofit. And how much does it cost to take that course?
Well, you know, I have been playing around with pricing, and it's a nonprofit, so it's a little tiered, but if anybody wants to go through it that sees the show, I'll let you go through it for like $47.
$47.
Yeah.
We got our first advertisement on the show. $47 to sign. But you know, it's something that's needed. As for, you know, because I have this concept that I've been working on for a long time where I just kind of do it for free, right? It's not a nonprofit because I've never set it up, but I just do these things that I do for free. I help the small, you know, family-owned businesses, and I don't charge them. I call it the Sprout Community Fund.
Yeah.
And what I do is I help them. You know, right now we're just helping people figure out what to do and how to do it. But eventually we're going to start collecting money and then making loans to these people so they can start a business, start their little business.
That sounds like a great idea.
Sprout Community Fund. And we also have something going on right now called the Sprout Garden. If anybody's, search the hashtag Sprout Garden and check it out. We're just giving away, you know, we'll have a crop of satsumas from the Sprout Garden. We'll go give them away to somebody, or giving away the little plants and things like that to people, and then they tag it and watch it grow. Watch me grow, Sprout Garden. Okay, so I'm talking about me. We're gonna have to wrap up here. Thank you for being on the show. You know, it's great to have somebody that's like-minded, that really wants to help the community the way you do. It's kind of, well, I think we're very similar in that way, and I hope that we can start, maybe come up with a segment for you, or do something, you know, have you on the show a lot more often, okay?
I'd like that.
At least definitely come back and see us.
I will do that.
All right, Katherine, thank you for being on the show. One more dap.
Thank you.
Don't miss next week's edition of Sprout Central. We're going to have two great guests that have their own radio station, Red Radio Productions. So tune in for that next week.